Okay, let's go ahead and try to solve this cryptorhythm. So I think that probably the most systematic way to set this up would be to align it vertically because you're going to need to be thinking through carrying. Why? Because we have a 4-digit number plus another 4-digit number, and it's going to equal a 5-digit number. I also think that another nice way to organize this is to write all of the possible numbers and then underneath them write the letters that are designated by each of those numbers. So we do know this. We know that G is 5. So we're going to go ahead and place that into the problem wherever there's a G. We also know that A has to be odd. So we're going to go ahead and write that down just so we can think about that. So A is odd. So it's either going to have to be a 1, 3, 7, or 9 at this point. So let's go ahead and talk through what each of these could be. Let's talk about E first of all. If you're adding numbers that are between 0 and 9, even if you combine the two biggest ones, 8 and 9, the largest number you would get is a 17. So the largest number you would possibly carry is going to be a 1 over here. So that means that E would definitely have to be a 1. So we're going to put an E right here. Okay. Let's then go back and talk about this G plus P, which equals G. So we have a 5 plus something equals, and it's going to have to be a 15 because we're carrying that 1. So 5 plus 10 gives us 15, but we can't make P 10. The largest that P could be is 9. So we're going to go ahead and put a P for 9, meaning that in order to get 15, we would have had to have carried a 1 here. 1 plus 5 plus 9 would give us the 15. Okay, so that is implications for this T plus N, which equals O. And prior to that, you have O plus A equals A. Now, the only time that you could get O plus A equaling A, and at the same time having a T plus N equaling that O, is if O was itself 0. So let's go ahead and put that in. So we will have O being a 0. And we also will write in that P being a 9. Now we know that O plus A equals A, and we know that A has to be odd. We know that it is not going to be 1 or 9, so it's going to be 3 or 7. We know that T plus N equals 0. Now it's obviously not equaling 0. What it would be equaling is 10 because we've carried that 1 over there. So we have to be thinking of some numbers that we could add to give us 10. And we would have 8 and 2 or 6 and 4. Why can't it be one of those? So let's consider some options. This T repeats here as well. If the T and N were a 6 and a 4, then you would have to have M be 1, for instance, because 1 plus 5 would give you a 6, but 1 has already been utilized. So it's highly likely that T and N have to be 8 and 2. Let's think about this. We would probably want the T to be the 8, the bigger one, because we need to produce a sum here that's larger than 5. So if we put an 8 in for T and a 2 in for N, and that same 8 here, then we could go ahead and put a 3 in for M. 3 plus 5 will give us 8. 8 plus 2 gives us that 10 carry the 1. Then 0 plus A, which equals A, the only odd that would be left is 7. So we would be given then here that O is 0, E is 1, N is 2, M is 3. We have nothing for 4. G is 5. Nothing for 6. A is 7. And then 8 would be T.